everyone. Hey, look at me, editing while we speak. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for coming, sharing a little bit of your Saturday morning with me. I'm going to go straight away into our demo today, and I will let you know that everything that could go wrong went wrong this morning. So I'm a little bit gun shy right now because something else could go wrong. But what do? You just, as they say, the show must go on. First of all, the timer was off by 2 minutes. I don't know how that happened because I do like to start on time. So hopefully, I'm going to go to the next. All right. So we are going to talk about workflow conditionals. Now, sometimes you might hear these depending on the email service provider that you are using. They could be called automation conditionals, but for my demo, I'm going to be using Flowdesk, and they call them workflow conditionals. And you might wonder why? Well, we always have the same why. Because sharing your brilliance should be simple, not rocket science. Now, drill that into your head. This tech stuff should not be rocket science. It should be simple. Okay? Okay? So let's see. So Flowdesk conditionals are simply yes or no questions. Again, some of your email service providers may call them if then, okay, if then what? If then, if else conditionals. And those can get very, very, very complicated. I'm not going to go through those types of conditionals because I think starting out, or if you're just trying to get your list grown, just a couple conditionals in a yes no fashion is going to serve you better, just to talk to your growing list a little bit easier. So what do we have with these? What can we do with these yes no questions? You can ask, is this person in a specific segment? If they're in a certain segment, maybe they've purchased from you, maybe they've already gone through a nurture sequence with you, maybe they signed up for your newsletter or they didn't sign up for your newsletter. There's a whole lot. Just think yes, no, yes, no. You could also, did they click a specific link? Now, this is an important one, and it really does help because you do have the analytics in, I would say, all your email service providers to analyze your specific links in the emails. So that's a big thing because you want to know people can open the email, but what you want them to do is click the link in the email, right? And you can also, as I said, open the last, what email did they open last? Maybe you're trying to segment your very engaged email subscribers versus your not so engaged. So you may be able to say, what was the last email? Maybe you're going to look at an email that you sent out 90 days ago. Have they, which one was the last one? If it's been 90 days, you can set up yet another segmentation and another workflow that's going to clean your list, but we're not going into that. We're not going to go into that today. So we've got that. This is what they can do. And I wondered where that, this is I might as well say, don't I look different here? I'm going to do something here. I'm going to, yeah, okay. So because this looks different is I have my iPhone SE as my camera, but sometimes, as you've known, if you've been to some of my other live streams, sometimes the camera freezes. And this may happen today, but I downgraded. And here's the thing. I was using a iPhone 14 Max Pro or Pro Max, whatever it is, and it kept zooming in and zooming out. And I talked to Apple Care, we turned everything off, or we thought we turned everything off, but it's still freezing. Every time it would zoom, it would freeze. And it was like, I can't remember what the name of those cameras are. It's point something something where the camera actually moves with you. And maybe that was happening, although it's not that type of camera. So anyway, I had to go down to the iPhone SE. And I'm telling you this because some people think they have to buy really expensive cameras and they have to have really elaborate lighting, and the little things like this stops them and gets them stuck. I've got to wait till I can buy an $800 camera. I'm using a iPhone SE. I can't even update it. The thing, I'm not talking about the recent SEs. I'm talking about one of the original SEs. So don't get intimidated because you think you don't have the right equipment. And as you can see, because my slides are a little bit out of order, I went to my FaceTime camera, and I'm willing to show up on a live stream with a Facebook webcam, with a FaceTime webcam, even though it's highly, people don't think they're good enough, and people, they rag on them. They rag on them. But guess what? Those are the people that have the $800 cameras. So they can rag on us, okay? But hey, sticks and stones break my bones. Words will never hurt me. So we're going to get into this. I'm just ranting and raving, aren't I? But if you'd had the morning, I'm telling you, you're going to be on this journey with me, right? Because this is my 5th live stream. And I do see that I have done something terribly off because I only have me full one time. I should have duplicated that and put it down into the different scenes, but I didn't. So now I just have to deal with it. And as you know, I'm pretty good at dealing with things. So we talked about why we're doing this. We talked about what you can do. And now we are going to actually do, I'm sorry for looking down, but I am having it's a day. I don't care. You know what I'm going to do? When I get off of this thing, I'm going to just watch movies today. So you're going to have to, you are definitely going to have to bear with me here because I don't know what the next screen is going to come up, but I'm going to hit this. We did that. We did that. We did that. Okay, we went through this. I'm just going to keep going. Hey, refresher here. Okay, this is where I wanted to be. Let me see what else will trip me up on here before I go back on camera. Okay, I don't think anything else will trip me up, but I can never be certain, can I? So, hold on. I'm just moving things around. Okay, so here's our first scenario. Someone downloads your freebie, your lead magnet. You want to send a follow-up only if they clicked the download link. And we're going to go here to my Flowdesk application. And I'm just showing you the segments right now because I want to show you where I started. So you should always start with your segments. Decide how you want to characterize everybody's behavior. So I do have one demo all subscribers because early on in my live streams, I showed everybody's email for about 2 seconds. And I had a heck of a time going back and editing that live stream because I knew that I could not leave it up there with people's emails showing. And so I'm not going to go through that again. I'm going to stick with demo all subscribers. And we're going to go through if someone purchases something, and that's going to be our food styling invite, but that's going to be the second one. Let me go to our first one here. Okay, so I have got a demo here that is my 5 easy steps lead magnet delivery. And I want them only to receive the follow-up emails if they've clicked the link in the first delivery email. So they start this, we always start with a trigger, remember? So we start when somebody subscribes from a form, and I have my form. I think I showed you that last week. They subscribe to a form, and I now have 2 forms. I have a landing page form and I have a link in bio form, but which I will use on social media. So I've got these 2, but I always want them to come through the same workflow because they're promoting the same lead magnet. So I got those 2 segments. I'm sorry, I've got those 2 forms. And then I have an action because they are requesting the 5 easy steps to email list building. And that's not 5 easy tips for effortless list building. Oh my God, I have such a lisp sometimes. Maybe my teeth are shifting, but I used to lisp and now I'm starting to lisp again. I must ask the dentist. I haven't had, veneers or anything, so it shouldn't be that. And I'm not drinking, shouldn't be that, but I am lisping, and I noticed that. So neither here nor there. We're also going to put them into a segment called lead generation because I may have many, many lead magnets that deal with lead generation. So I always want to put them, that's what they're interested in. And the first thing they get is this email, the delivery email. Let's just look at it real quick. And this is email list building, doesn't have to be hard. Download your tips here. Kind of make this fairly short. I got a little, that's a Flowdesk little flourish, let's call it. But you've got the download here. All right. So that is the email that they get straight away. And some people are going to click the lead magnet, click the link immediately so that they can get the lead magnet. Some people will get busy. Some people won't even look at the email for a while. So you wait 3 days. And here's where a little bit of magic comes in. Here's a conditional that says, when the subscriber has clicked a link, and I'll show you how we do that over here. The condition is, take action if subscriber has clicked a link in email. You have to tell it what email. I'll show you how many emails. I only have 1 email in there. Okay, so your 5 easy tips for list building. Okay, download. That is the email that they need to be in. And then they need to click the link. And I only have 4 links in here. One's my YouTube, one's my Facebook, and one's my website. So I know that my this great big long ugly one that you can't see, that is the link that I want them to click. That is the download link. So you're going to wait 3 days. So did they click anywhere in that email? Because you usually have your download link, about at least 3 times, at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom, just to make sure. But you're going to wait 3 days. Have they clicked that link? If they click the link, yes, they clicked the link. You're going to add these guys to a segment called Ready for Easy Tips 1 to 5. You might say, well, what the heck does that mean? They're going to go into a segment where they get 5 more emails, and each email is going to discuss one of the tips. And eventually, I'm going to even have a blog post on each of these 5 tips. So they're going to go over there, they're going to get those 5 emails, 3 days, 3 or 4 days apart. But then you have these guys over here on the no. It's 3 days later, and they have not clicked anything. They may have opened the email, but they didn't click anything. So You're going to send them a friendly little nudge with the email link again. Did you get a chance to download? I know life comes at us fast, yada, 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 zippity doo dah. Please click that link. And here is where I kind of got fancy. Let me clarify that. Claude AI and I got fancy. Because yes, I did reference Claude. I used Claude a lot. I don't use ChatGPT except for one-off questions, but Claude and I, we're collab partners. We're doing pretty good. I have a couple more AIs that I like, but I'm stuck on Claude right now because it is helping me. I'm not going to humanize it, but it is helping me with these emails a lot. So there's the first email. The reminder, did they click the link? Wait 3 days. Did they click it? Yes, they clicked it. Well, then they're going to go over to the Ready for Easy Tips 1 to 5. They get dumped over there because they did get the link and they're ready to learn more about those tips. But they didn't click the link. I sent one reminder out and they didn't click the link yet. Now, I don't want to bother them too much, but I do want to give them one more reminder. So only the no's get the second reminder. And if they click, or if they don't click, they still go into the Ready for Easy Tips 1 to 5. But you don't want to start them off getting things if they don't have if they haven't engaged with the email. So whether or not I dump everybody into that Ready for Easy Tips, or if they didn't click a link, I could put them in a nurture. It was late last night when I was doing it, so I just put them in here. But if they didn't click the link, they may not get the sense of what those 5 tips are for. So in that case, I may put them in a nurture sequence, and then if I can engage them at any time in the future, hopefully with maybe not this lead magnet, maybe I have to engage them with another lead magnet, and maybe they're more interested in content creation, maybe they're more interested in building their actual course, and they could have any other interest, but maybe they're just not interested in those five tips. So in an ideal world, I would probably change this to just put them in the nurture and then just try and get them engaged somehow. A lot of people aren't going to get engaged, and if they aren't, you kind of eventually you're going to move them just over to the side because they're not opening your emails. And if your list is gets fairly large, that stuff could affect your reputation, your email reputation. But that's it. So instead of everybody going through here and getting the delivery email and then everybody being treated the same, we've now segmented them according to their behavior. And if you're just starting out, don't think that you have to do this, because you can just deliver the email, make it simple. I am all about simple. Deliver the lead magnet, and then just wait 3 days. You can send a reminder, or you can just start them with the 5 easy tips. But you don't have to do the conditionals unless you feel you're going to get a benefit from it. To tell you the truth, my list is small enough that this may not have much of an effect. So, and it's an old list too. So all these things go into consideration when you're doing this. And I will let you know that some of the higher, more complicated, when I say higher, probably the more complicated or the more robust email service providers that are more for established businesses that have many products, that may have many sales teams, that um, just are doing all kinds of crazy stuff, that in that case, those people want to go into something like Infusionsoft, now Keep, um, HubSpot, completely, CRM, ESP, the whole ball of wax. Let me see. Active Campaign is one that does the really high level segmentation and tagging. And but if you're just starting out, we're not going to deal with that. Okay, my folks are people that are just starting out. They're just putting their toe in, and they want something easy because they want to start building their list. They want to get hopefully it's you. Hopefully you're my ideal client avatar, customer avatar. But I'm focusing on making it simple. I am not focusing on if you have 10,000 people and you want to do something real fancy. We used to call it spaghetti sequences that just look crazy. You don't need that to begin with, and we're going to keep it simple, like I say. So our second um, segment, our second demonstration is going to go back to the segments, and I am going to show you if somebody purchased something versus if they didn't purchase something. And so that's why I got my demos. Customer, they're going to be invited to a food styling, and they are going to be put into a segment called the food styling. Well, first they're going to be put into the segment called food styling invite, and then they're going to be put into the if they buy, they're going into the customer segment. So I am going to start with an email. This is how I approach that. And I would probably have a little more text around all this glorious, these images and this font and everything. I'd have a little more text, but this gives you an idea of what Flowdesk is giving you right out of the box. In case you're interested, I'll let you in on a little special at the end here. But so this would be considered a broadcast email. They're not in the workflow yet. So you would send this possibly to all your subscribers because you're a food stylist and everybody on your list is interested in learning about food styling, right? So when we go down here, count me in. This is just the invitation for them to, oh dear, I have to actually, hold on. I have to, oh gosh. I don't really want to send it. Am I going to send it anywhere? But I want you to see. Okay, so I'm sending it to all the subscribers in my demo. And then I am going to send it. It said August 31st, 2017 or no, 2028 or something. So it doesn't actually send. But it is scheduled. There it is, 2026. So I could send this now, but I am not. But just suffice it to say that when they click that button, they're going to get into the invite, the Food Styling Expo invite segment. But if I do want to cook from here though. Send a test. Okay, let me see here. I wanted you to see this in action. Well, suffice it to say that when they click this, they are going to go to, I don't think this is the one. That's not the one. They're going to go to this. This is a checkout page. So that's what Flowdesk calls it, but it's actually a sales page for this food styling expo. And I have not, all I did was put pictures in here. I didn't change any of the copy or anything. But these are yes, please, sign up. These are going to take you to the, I'm ready. They're going to take you to the order page. Now, I did make this free, and I've only got first name and email as if this was a freebie. You can do that. You can actually send your lead magnet out with these checkouts. The only thing I don't like about it is I can't find a way to change order now. So it actually does look like they're purchasing something. And I have gone through that user experience, and it does get weird because you told me it was free. So, but this is if they were purchasing something. That is that's the order page. We're going to come back here. Okay, we're going to look at the workflow. And our workflow this time is demo food styling purchase. Okay, now let's see what we have in here. We have a trigger that we don't need. Okay, we have everybody, this is going to be triggered because we want everybody that got the invitation, the demo food styling invite, we want them to come into here. And I think I can delete that. Okay, so we're going to wait 3 days. And then we're going to look here and we're going to see when a customer clicked a link. So let's subscriber has clicked a link. Okay, so that's, you know why this is that way? Because that email is not published. But not to fear, we can still go through this. So remember that we had that email that went to everybody, right? So they have to click that link that's going to go to the sales page. And now they did click the link, yes. So they want food styling. What does this say? Register now. Okay, so we're going to register that. And we still have the no. So I did not finish this, but the no would continue to get these types of emails. Where'd that email go? They wouldn't get emails exactly like this, but you know, we'd style them up, we'd do them differently. But they'd probably get about 2 or 3 emails. I don't know. When you're having a conference, they tend to go a little bit, you know, you might get 5 or 6 in a row until you finally they figure you don't want to go to the conference. But that is with the checkouts. And so you can segment your list by who bought and who didn't. So the people that didn't are still going to get emails that are going to encourage them to sign up for the expo. The people with the expo that already purchased their tickets, they're going to get a workflow that's going to, you know, get them ready for the expo. Get your hotel, get your flight. We've got discounts here. We've got a block of discounts, the hotels, blah, blah, blah. This is the venue. These are the speakers. You know the deal. Everybody's going to get exactly, you know, so they know exactly what they need to do when they get to the expo. So that is conditionals. I didn't, I wasn't going to stay on here that long because conditionals are not something that you have to start off with. I do really want to emphasize that. You don't have to start with conditionals. I think it's just it's a nice to have if you really want to kind of future proof your list and start talking to them differently. So I think it's a good exercise to get in, you know, get in the habit of doing that because it is really easy in Flowdesk. And I will let you know, I think I have is but first of all, are there any questions? Let's see. Nobody has any questions. So was that, you know, was it, did you understand that? Sometimes I get a little, I'm not the best teacher, I'll tell you. I'm not. And I'm looking, you know, I'm so new to this and I'm live streaming to Facebook and I'm live streaming to YouTube. And of course, you got the emails, so you should know that. So I'm coming back on camera. Hello. Okay, so I am when you're live streaming, so you can live stream with Ecamm Live, the software that is allowing me to come here like this with this little, you know, lower third on the bottom. email lets you do a whole, eCam lets you do a whole lot of stuff. So I, like I say, I'm live streaming to Facebook and I'm live streaming to YouTube. But I need to at least see if anybody is commenting on both of those places. So I have two iPads over here. One's in Facebook and one's in YouTube, which YouTube is not showing me what I'm doing at all. I do feel that I'm in the wrong place over there on YouTube. I can see what I'm doing on Facebook, and it's weird because there's a huge lag, probably 30 seconds, maybe almost. Yeah, it's very annoying to look over there and try and, you see what you did a minute ago, but that's just the nature of the beast. That's just the nature of live stream. But I have, so there's people watching, but they're not saying anything. That's okay. So it's a journey. It's a journey, right? So that was conditionals. Let's wrap that up. And we're gonna get out of here sooner than normal if nobody has any questions. I will let you know that the distinction, I think I told you about the distinction between the yes no conditional and then the if then else. That's what it is. If then else conditionals. These over here, the if then else's, can get very, very complicated. And like I say, I think you only need if then else conditionals if you have a lot of products and you may have even a sales team that needs to feed into your workflows saying, these are leads, these are warm, these are cold. Those get very, very complicated. And until you're ready for that, I think where we're at right now doing these things like this is really just more than enough. And Kit is another one. Kit will let you do this. Kit calls them, what does Kit call them? Do they call them automations? I don't know here. Let's see. Let's just go over to Kit real quick, okay? I didn't plan on doing this, so I'm not sure if I share my screen what is actually going to happen. I might get real surprised. Well, first of all, I've got a verification code, and where's the token? Oh, man. I don't know. So we're not going to go to Kit because the last time, if I do that, I have to turn this over. I'm going to lose that. This is what happens when you do live. So let me just give you a picture to look at. Okay, just look at that picture for a second, and I'm going to try and figure out how I am supposed to get into Kit because I have more than enough authenticators. I know everybody, we love it. Don't we love, two-factor authentication, right? Because, our phones are always within reach, right? No, they aren't. Not really. Sometimes they're on the other side of the room. And it does annoy me when that happens. But I actually have 3 different authenticators. And I do like the security, but at some point, I feel like I am going to, at some point, I just feel like I'm going to cry for Musk's neural implant. Just give it to me. I can't stand all these numbers all over the place. Just give me the neural implant. I'm not going to take anything from, I'm not going to take a neural implant. Never. I don't know. I might do a fingerprint. Well, yeah, we already doing fingerprints on Macs. So let's go over here. We're just freestyling right now. Is that okay? We're going to go over here to Kit. And let's see how we would do conditionals over here. So we got automate straight away. Okay, visual automations. You know what? I have the free, so I'm going to get stuck very quickly. It's a paid feature. All it's going to give me is upgrade now. Get the big picture of your workflows. So, yeah, sorry, I am not going to upgrade to Kit because I like Flowdesk better. And I am going, well, I thought I could get a little bit further. Let's see, grow. They go subscribers. I'm just seeing what they're calling everything over here in case you are over here. I'm going to go look at their landing pages and create new. This is what I don't badmouth anybody because Kit is very popular, but I had a problem with the limitation of the designs over here. I mean, you can make them work, but some of them are rather limited, and I have not found one, and I might be wrong, but is there one over here that's like a long form sales page? We've got events, we've got links, newsletter, product. Product should be a long form, shouldn't it? Okay, none of those are really long form. So that's unfortunate. That's really why I steered away from Kit, because if I would choose this one, say, and that's it. That's it. If I can I let me just choose. I'm gonna choose that because I may want to make it longer. Definitely want to make it longer. So I'm looking for those pluses. I know that Kit has those little pluses on. There's one. Oh, that's for the form though. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, that was for the form. Okay, I should figure out how to delete that. So that is over here, and yeah, you don't have that long form sales page, and that was the thing that really got me over on Flowdesk because I was like, wow, this is so cool. Let's go back over here. Let's go over to here. Let's go here. I have to be so careful that I don't show those emails again. Okay, I'm going to show you the checkouts just real quick. And then I'm going to let you go because people are really getting into the holiday spirit. I know that Thanksgiving, we've got what I think it's just 2 weeks now, but everybody's really, just jumping over Thanksgiving and they're going straight to Christmas. And I think that's, I'm just a traditionalist. I get tired of it if I start too early. So I'm not going to start early. But going back over here, they're called checkouts, but you can definitely use them as sales pages. You saw this one. Here's one. They even have one set up for you for a freebie. And this is just the long form. You've got enough room here that you could actually do the story brand framework where you're, the hero, the guide, you're, agitating their pain a little bit. That will be, I did do a live stream on Canva and StoryBrand, but I could revisit StoryBrand because I think that is really super duper. It's proven to increase conversions and sales. And I say that because Donald Miller has done all those statistics and analytics, and he has sold a lot, and I trust his statistics. So it is proven. So we've got this over here, and this is your traditional long form sales page. You got, inside you'll discover how to design forms that convert, blah, blah, blah. I halfway edited this and probably should have just kept on going with the edit. Start achieving your goals. Okay, that's probably Hazel and Tom, wife. Okay, they do have copy here. Authors of the Manifest Your Dream, yada, yada, yada. This is basically that long form. I can even add something here. Let me see what I can add. Long form sales page or promotion page, whichever. So you can really get over here and start adding a lot of stuff. You got text, images, gallery, list, video. Cool. You got your pricing. That's nice. Testimonials and a countdown. I think countdowns are neat. So this is why I like Flowdesk. And I'm not going to be all promoty, but I will let you know that you've got until the 28th to get in on a deal. And the deal is that Flowdesk right now has unlimited everything, which is great. But they are going away. And if you can see on the 28th, November 28th, last chance to lock in unlimited plans. And if you use my affiliate link, this is as salesy as I'm going to get. Just hit me up, DM me, or find me somewhere, and I will give you the affiliate, and then you can get 50% off your first year, which is pretty much a deal. I did take advantage of it. I got somebody else's. They won't let you use your own affiliate code. I was like, I'm going to try it. But I did ask them, and they said no. I don't know why. But yeah, I did get in on the 50% off. I think that's kind of cool. And I have checkouts. So, I think the pricing is still going to be reasonable. They're just not going to have this unlimited everything that they have: unlimited contacts, unlimited products, unlimited emails, etc., etc. So, if you need that, let me know. I'm going to try and try and put it in the notes, but don't guarantee. I won't guarantee that. I will try it. When I finish this, I get so heck bent on deleting out the intro, because nobody wants a 15-minute intro if they do go watch the replay. And YouTube gives you this, okay, you can't do it now, you got to wait, it's still processing. And it's like, boy, it really takes a long time to process. So then you make the edit, take off that 15 minutes, and then it still has to process again. So I will try and get that link to you if you need it, if you want it. If not, that's okay. It's going away on the 28th anyway. I'm enjoying it. I'm surprised that I'm enjoying it as much as I am, because I'm the one that sees the limitations in all kinds of applications. But this one was like, okay, you're not going to be able to do the really complicated stuff, but you are going to get a lot of, advantages, Easter eggs. Hey, Taylor Swift, I guess people think she created the Easter eggs, but Easter eggs actually were back in the day. Adobe used to put Easter eggs in their applications whenever they released a new version. I think a lot of developers did, but it came from developers. I don't know, but now she's using it, so everybody used it. But yeah, so Flowdesk does have quite a few Easter eggs that I didn't expect, and I am willing to live with the limitations of not having everything for the benefits that it does offer. So guess what? It is time. It does say there's people here, they're just, maybe they're not engaged. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to make them engaged, right? But it's a quarter till. I don't want to keep these over 45 minutes because, after all, it is Saturday. People have things to do, right? People have things to do. So, hey, I'll be here next Saturday. I do not know what I want to talk about next Saturday, but I'll let you know. I'll get an email. I will let you know. I wonder if I should talk about this next week. I have finally got a nurture sequence together so that my people don't fall off. I have repeatedly sent out lead magnets and not followed up. So even the techie people that know they shouldn't do these things, it's like a doctor. Don't do as I do as I say. So I do have a rather robust nurture sequence now, email sequence. So I'm really proud of that. And it has a couple of conditionals in it. And Claude helped me. It was a 2 day back and forth. We were struggling, but when you use AI as a collaborative partner, you can really get some good stuff out. Just copy and pasting is not going to give you too much good stuff. But if you go back and forth with the AI and just, hey, no, we got to tighten this up, we got to take that out, you do really get something that is basically yours, but you've collaborated, and it keeps you really in order. And with the conditionals, it really helped me because I had backed myself into a corner for a moment, and I was like, okay, so what if this happens? And I was very tired. And I said, well, what if this happens, Clyde? And he's like, oh, yeah, if that happens, we need to take care of it. And so we figured it out. So, hey, go out, have fun, do your Christmas shopping, whatever, get your turkeys. And I know you got some people, you got to clean the house, you got 2 weeks. Get on it, get on it. Have a great time. We'll see you next week. Ta ta.